Hi there, and welcome to week 9 of the semester. I'm going to take a look back at week 8 really quickly and review what happened then. And last week I started some conferencing with you, and the rest of you are mostly scheduled for this week. A few people who are missing some appointments will have to schedule to meet with me next week, and I'll sort of talk about that in a little bit. And your writer's reflection was one of the last things, other than your final response group this week, for essay number 2 that helps us tie up the end of the unit on food and society. And last week you were to have posted your final items to the research collections, done some curation by looking at other people's entries, adding some thoughts and analyses to those posts as well. And that should have been concluded on Sunday. And response groups, a good kickoff with outlines and initial drafts, and we'll be continuing that through this week. And this is a transition. I mean, here we go from food, and we're jumping into the American Dream now. Okay, the third and final unit that we'll be focusing on for the semester. And for this, as usual, you're going to start doing reading on this topic, and the reading is there that you'll need to be looking into to get you started. I've also provided a fun little video at the top, Marvin Kwasnicki's Fireside Chat on the American Dream, so take a look at that when you have the chance. I will be continuing conferencing this week for conference for essay number 2, and those should all conclude this week. You'll be starting, because you're going to be starting the new unit, you'll need to do the self-assessment about the Food and Society research collection. So this is the link. If you click on here, you'll have to click on here to get to that survey that you filled out based on your additions to the Food and Society research collection. So please make sure that you submit that to me so that you get credit for all the hard work that you did on that. This week is another reflection week for the Writer's Toolbox, which is when you're writing directly to me. And this one will, just like last week, sort of tie things up by concluding your thoughts on food and society. This week I'm asking you to begin with your initial impressions or thoughts on the concept of the American Dream. So you'll be sharing that with me, and I have asked you within there, once you write your response and you're posting it to share in the journal, that you highlight one sentence. You can underline it, highlight it, mark it out, that you wouldn't mind me sharing with other people. Something really insightful, something that you think is really important. Identify that sentence, because I might put together just a big collection of people's initial impressions, and we'll sort of compare that to where we end up at the end of these 4 weeks of reading and writing and thinking about the subject. This week you're going to have another response group for essay number 2. You shared your outlines and initial drafts with folks. It's time for you to be revising those, continuing to develop them, get that essay done, and you're going to share that draft with people by this Thursday, and then giving feedback again on those new drafts. And you'll be able to see how people progressed from last week, which should be pretty good to see how they used your research. You should start adding to the American Dream research collections. You'll see them located up here in the right sidebar now. I have included the topics that are mainly covered by our book, which are race and ethnicity, income inequality and class, and corporations in America. And if you sort of come across another category that you think would be really good, I do have a general American Dream category. But if there's something that you think would make a really interesting topic of focus for people to add to that collection, please feel free to suggest it to me. I'm just using the same topics that we came up with in class last semester, but there might be some other focus that we could add that people would find interesting as well. So let me know if you have some ideas for that. The final thing this week is some conferences that will be available for weeks 10 and 11. I haven't gotten these links live yet, but I will right after I get off of here and add those for you. These are times for you to either, if you missed your essay number 2 conference in the last 2 weeks, you can schedule this as your last time to be able to make that up and replace that grade. Or if you're a person who already met with me for essay number 1 or essay number 2, but you'd like to meet again after having revised and done some more work on your essay since we met, be happy to see you again. So sign up for one of these appointments and get another time to see me. As always, you can choose to do virtual Google Docs or face-to-face. And if there's any special requirements for particular days, they'll be noted in the sign-up sheet. I think that's about it, although I do want to remind people that you need to keep working on revising, getting things done. Also keep an eye on your grades. If you're in the 40s, 50s, you're going to really need to get everything done for the rest of the semester to raise you up into that C or better category by the time that we get to week 13 or 14 when portfolio submission is happening in week 15. Okay, so you really need to start getting everything done if you hope to be eligible for that. If your average grade right now is below that, below like mid-40s to 50s, you're not going to be eligible to submit your portfolio. Okay, so it's time to start thinking about when you'll take English 104 next semester. A lot of you are doing really great though, so keep up the good work. Lots of B's and A's in the class so far, people making a lot of good progress on their essays. So get in touch with me and let me know when you want to meet with me to get some more feedback on the work that you have been doing. I'm happy to help you whenever I can and whenever we can schedule a time that's of convenience to both of us. Have a good week, and I'll look forward to seeing you on Moodle. Take care.